So today I wanted to break down Bobby V's quarters defense. Now this is during the double elim, so you're going to see everything. You're going to see all the little bells and whistles come out with these double elims because you're trying to make a live event, so you're not going to hold anything back whatsoever. So perfect opportunity to kind of learn from some top competitive players. Now, he runs quarters defense starting off because he doesn't want to get super adjusted, but you're going to find that this guy's going to go ahead and flood. He's just going to run flood a ton, and Bobby will adjust. Now, the big thing about bunch is you have to identify what bunch you're facing, and this also helps with understanding the current meta of the game. Steelers, I honestly don't hear about people running Steelers bunch very much whatsoever. And the reason for that is because most people are running Steelers bunch for that fade route from the outside receiver against a cover 0 or even a cover 1 for a one-play touchdown. That got killed, and so I think most people have migrated away from Pittsburgh over into Washington or West Coast, which still leads us to having to identify which playbook we are facing and what kind of adjustments we need to expect to make. Now, between West Coast and Washington, they do share a lot of similar plays, but the big difference between bunch and Washington is Washington has the infamous clear out FLN, and we've talked about that before, how you can go about shutting the base play that people love to run. There's actually a simpler way to go ahead and run it. I'll be talking about that in the Discord server. It's a lot easier. And then in West Coast, I believe it has deep attack is one of them, and there's one other play I can't remember. Oh, halfback sweep. So if they run halfback sweep, or if they are running the deep attack on you, like it's a post route from the solo side, right? So then you know, okay, we're dealing with West Coast, so we don't even have to worry about clear out FLN. But the moment the tight end runs a skinny, like a post route, and then the point receiver, the number 2 receiver, runs a fade route, you know, okay, we have to now go ahead and prepare for clear out FLN. You have to set your adjustments accordingly to that. So that's the biggest thing. If you want to know how to shut down gun bunch, you got to memorize what the differences are between each bunch in the game. And again, you might occasionally run into those dudes that are running like the Detroit Lions, and they just randomly hop into bunch, but they're not going to stick into it because, again, it's just not the greatest bunch in the game. But as you can see right here, he's going to stay in bunch. Now, this time, Bobby starts to adjust, okay? He is taking away flood only. This is his plan, is to take away flood, and he's just a hair too late on the little backside dig route. Again, flood is really tough. It's great for, I don't know if it's great for main defenses this year so much as it is for zone. Last 2 years, it's been fantastic for main defense. So there's so many different adjustments behind it. But right here, that was deep attack. Okay, we now can identify, okay, that was deep attacks. We now know he's in the West Coast. We no longer have to adjust to any potential clear out FLN. So perfect. Happy day. And the reason I knew that is because if you were watching the solo side receiver, he ran a post route. So it's like, okay, sweet. Deep attack, West Coast. We have to deal with sweep. We have to deal with deep attack. And just the basics, the fundamentals of West Coast. Mesh post. Mesh post, corner strike, Z spot. Those are the plays you're going to see a ton of when you're facing West Coast offense. I still think Washington is one of the better ones in the game because it doesn't have clear out FLN, and that pretty much beats everything in the game unless you know how to shut it down. Again, if you check out the video I think it's like video or two ago I posted. That was really bad. That was really, really unlucky. But right here, I want to show you this offense. But again, check it. It's one of the most recent videos. It's like talking about this play is cheese and here's how to beat it or something like that. Check that out. You'll learn how to go ahead and shut down the base play for clear out FLN if you're struggling with it. It's quite a bit of adjustments behind it. But again, there's a much simpler way to run it, and I'll be showing you guys that in the Discord server. And the Discord server alone. So right here, preparing again for yet again flood. I do not believe he runs flood. He does do the same motion, which makes us lead to think it is, but it is not. It is deep attack bag. Now, over in the Madden Mastermind Discord server, I teach you how you can shut down these nasty corner outs. I also have a couple different schemes talking about cover 4 palms and quarters and how they react differently and how they react similarly as well to different sets in the game. If you want to understand match at a high level, become a member today for $9.95 per month via the PayPal link in the description. Or if you want to learn more, check out the video pinned in the comment section below. So right here, again, gun bunch. 2nd and 10, gun bunch on the wide side. You're going to notice this. Here's another tendency as well. Gun bunch is always on the wide side. Now, clear out FLN specifically, you can run from anywhere. You can run it short side, you can run it right side, you can run it in the middle of the hash marks. It doesn't matter. But we know there's no clear out FLN in this, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, that again is just basic old deep in attack, or deep attack. Now, The reason you don't have to worry about that post route from the outside receiver is because it's considered a vertical route. He breaks at I think it's like a 10-yard before he breaks inside, meaning that the outside quarter is going to go ahead and match. He gets right there. Bobby just sits right there. Actually, he throws it way too late, and bam, Cancer Champ goes ahead and gets the pick. Now, a very dangerous thing that Bobby does as well, he understands that he's taking this risk, is he's dropping his quarter flats, sometimes occasionally into hard flats. Very rarely does he do this, and very rarely should you do that, because if you, first off, don't understand how match defense works, and you take the quarter flat on bunch side or on the running back side and you drop him into hard flat, that changes your user assignment completely, and it changes how the defense is going to play completely. And you have to be aware of that, and you have to understand match defense before you do that. Now, we get a different look. Strong close right here. This time he goes ahead and prepares for a stretch, and what happens? You're like, what the heck? Why was nobody there? The reason nobody was there is because, first off, that's a wheel route. Second off, there's no vertical routes. And third, because there's no vertical routes, that cover 4 side of the field is going to play a drop instead of a match. So again, this comes to you understanding how match defense works and what it does and doesn't guard. So again, you see right there, this time that might have been verticals right there. Verticals with some different hot routes on the back end of it. It's kind of hard to tell. Again, we're going to go ahead 1st and 10. He's going to go ahead and try to take away Flood. Flood's going to be wide open. If he had just a little bit more time, that out route's going to be open again. I don't think he was fully prepared for it right there. He's trying to take away the underneath stuff. Again, preparing for Flood. This situation, you can see Flood a complete bag. This was just a basic cover 3 invert. I talked about the cover 3 invert as well over in the Discord server, how you can use it as quarters, how you can use it out of Tampa 2. It's honestly one of the best defensive shells in the game at inverted cover 3. It just takes away so many different routes in the game. So 4th and 10 right here, motion mount. I'm thinking at this point it was Flood. It's not Flood. It is yet again deep attack. His tight end looks like it might have been on a slant. Motion out, little slant route. There's just so much you gotta pay attention to this game. It's just insane. But again, he's trying to prepare for Flood. He's thinking it's Flood. A little risky right there, but again, high point pass. 2nd and 2. Again, you'll find that he's going to keep the quarter flat on the running back side pretty much at all times, just in case the running back runs a wheel route, so the quarter flat will match to it. Now, this time, motions him over. I believe it's a Hyler read. It is not a Hyler read. It is a basic flat route combo. Now, again, you're probably confused. Why is it match defense activating? Same thing as last time, because there's nothing going vertical, and a slant route is not vertical. Let's clarify that. Slant route is not a vertical route. You should know that. It's pretty obvious. But because there's no vertical route on that side of the field, it's just going to play like a drop. And cover 4 drop is really terrible about getting to the outside. Even if it's a slot corner, especially if it's a linebacker, you have no chance in guarding the flats. And again, that's kind of how he's not manipulating it. He's just taking advantage of how match works. And he's just making it play as a drop. Now right there, that was a good dot. Bobby's been running this cover 3 invert for quite some time now. His opponent picks up on that, and he hits him with a seam route from corner strike. So motion him over. This is probably the most important part of the game. This is the most important part of any football game you will ever play in your entire life. This is clock management, and this is why I'm showing you guys this specifically. This is probably the most important lesson you can take away from this, is managing the clock. So 1st and 10, he ran the ball. I got 6 yards. 2nd and 4, he's just trying to take away timeouts. If you take away timeouts, you're up 2 scores. Say you take away all their timeouts, right? Another timeout, 3rd and inches. Say you take away all their timeouts and hold you to 4th down, and obviously you will punt the ball right there. You're still at 2 scores. Meaning, first off, he has to have a quick drive. 2nd, he has to get an onside kick. And 3rd, he has to score again. So that's 3 things he has to do. And right there, that's going to be GG's. Perfect clock management. I think a very good defensive game from both players. Again, if you guys want to learn more about quarters, become a member today. And as always, subscribe if you are new. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway.